Bonjour, 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 bonjour. Well, it is 1 p.m. We are on episode 72. And if by now you do not know who I am and what I do, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Katia Rave. I'm a business coach. I help service-based entrepreneurs to grow to six figures while living the life they love. And how do we do that? Is we bring one of the strategy is public speaking into this fun game. And today I'm very excited because I just had an interview on her podcast, on her show. Literally, we just left each other like 10-15 minutes ago. So we are totally warm with each other. So you guys are in for a treat. So Natalie, first of all, thank you so much for being
Thank you.
And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Let know our audience what you do and how do you help people?
All right. Hello, everyone. Katia, thank you for having me on your show today. So I'm Natalie Lavelock, and I am a program development specialist and an online business strategist. And what I do is I work with my clients who are ready to claim their space as the expert in their industry. They're done working fee for service in their business, and they're ready to create lucrative coaching programs, certification programs, online courses, things like that that will allow them to reach more people, make more money, and truly build a life that they can enjoy while serving the people that they know that they were called to serve.
Love that. So let's dig in. I mean, guys, I said we were warm, so I'm not even going to take some time to flip things up. Natalie, what is a program development specialist? Talk to us here about these, about what it is, and when do we know we are ready to have a different program?
Yep. So whenever you want to create a business, you're going to need a program. So everybody needs a program. Okay. The question just becomes, what type of a program do I need? So let me back up just a little bit and answer the first question, and then we'll talk about different types of programs. Okay.
All right, come on, break it down for us.
Break it down.
I know. I told you guys, we just spent like about 45 minutes together, so we're ready to party here.
I'm telling you, Katia. Rave with Have. Alrighty, guys. So my background, I'm a registered nurse by trade. I have a master's degree in nursing education. And not only have I taught at the collegiate level, but most of my career was spent working in the corporate hospital setting, designing educational programs, training staff, creating courses and things like that. So when I talk about being a program development specialist, what that means is I have this keen knack for coming in and looking at either existing programs that you're running that maybe not getting the results that you or your clients want from that program, or coming in and looking at gaps that exist in your business and helping you find the programs that would fill those gaps so that you can be even more successful in running your business. So that's what I do with program development specialty. And so moving into the different types of programs, when you are just coming into the online space, when you're just trying to get your business out there, it's kind of like the spaghetti on the wall approach, right? You're throwing out things, you're throwing out ideas, just trying to see what people are interested in purchasing. Correct. But there comes a point when the things that you're throwing out, you're starting to notice that maybe all the pink noodles are sticking on the wall and the green ones are just falling off. And so when you can start putting that together and figuring out why people are coming to you, what it is that they're wanting. One of the biggest problems that entrepreneurs tend to have early on is that they have an idea of what they want to give their clients, but what they want to give their clients isn't always what their clients actually want to receive.
Correct. That is, oh my gosh, that is so true. I love that you said that, because we see that in so many different areas of the business. We believe what we have and what we want to give is a need just because we maybe needed it once. But a lot of time it is not what people want, and sometimes it's not far off, but it's far enough that nobody wants to buy.
Right, right. And we had, I don't want to go down a rabbit trail too far with this, but we also talked about staying relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're offering today may need to pivot a little bit based on what's going on in the industry, in the world.
Yeah,
All that kind of stuff.
let's get into that. Like, obviously, with COVID, with the pandemic, we have been thrown into a world with absolutely no warning. And how did you walk through your client through that? How were they able to pivot in such a short time?
Yeah. So a lot of my clients already have the luxury of being experts in what they do.
Mhm.
And so I'm talking about, chiropractors, therapists, people that have a face-to-face practice.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're very good at what they do already. They just need a new way to deliver that. So how can we take what they do face-to-face and turn that into something that can be delivered in a different way? So some of that could look like creating a group program where you're now, well, let's back up. It could start simply by like what you and I are doing here right now.
Correct.
You could, in theory, be working with your clients virtually.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for some people, the question becomes, okay, well, telemedicine versus like a coaching program. And those are details that I get into and can help sort out, with the individual client, because there is some differentiation that needs to happen between, am I doing telemedicine or am I doing, virtual delivery of something else? So there's that. But it is possible to work with people virtually one-on-one. Another option is having a group program where you are taking the message, taking the expertise and, let's say, protocols that you've developed from your expertise, and you're delivering it to a group of people at one time. Okay, so that's another way to shift. And then the third way that I really work with my clients on is creating online courses. So, let's say you've developed a proprietary technique, or you have a protocol that you've developed with patients that you've worked with over multiple years. You can take those and you can put them into an online course format where people who can't come to your office, they can still get that information. They can still connect with you depending on how you set it up. They may still have some face-to-face time with you. But they can still get the results that they need from those things that you have developed through your practice over time.
Wow, that's great. I like that you said that, then for I think you said the third way, but your clients are already expert. And I love that you said that, because a lot of time, especially during this time, we have seen that businesses who really had their fundamentals, who are expert, who really know their message, it was a lot easier for them to pivot and during this pandemic than the people who still had major crack onto their fundamentals. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And in addition to that, not only the people that had their foundations in place and were able to pivot, those who had already started to recognize what was available to them and put those wheels in motions before the pandemic, they just skyrocketed. But a big piece of that is, even if you didn't see it then, before the pandemic hit, even if you were a little resistant to, could this really work for me? Now that you're seeing other people do it, it should be glaring confirmation. Yes, this can work for me. There is a way to make this happen. And not only is it an option, it is vital.
Yes.
That I take my business and I position it in a way that I can reach my clients and my customers in multiple different ways. I can do it virtually. I can do it in person. I can do it through events. I can do it on the phone. I can do, all of these different ways. It's no longer an option.
No, you have
if
to.
you want to stay in business and stay relevant, you have got to get your business set up in a way that you can reach people no matter how.
Yeah, no, I love that. And one of the, what was interesting is I have never considered Facebook being at stage for me. Never, I wasn't doing lives. I was very busy, traveling, going on stages. But one of the things that they has shown me is I was told by my own coach, hey, you should be a little bit more online now. Yeah, you really should. And I was just like, I have other things to do between clients and traveling and speaking. I didn't take the time. And literally, I came back from Italy, guys, the day before they closed the border. I was doing a keynote there in Rome, and I literally came back. And because I had seen and I had listened to the news in Europe, and seeing my family going through things, I was like, this is the time. And literally I think like 4 days later, I started on the live, and here we are, guys, episode 72. And you have to know when it's time, and you have to take the leap and make those decisions, take the risk, And honestly, I don't know for you, Natalie, but there's a lot of things that I have implemented in my business over these past 8 weeks, 7 weeks. I know those lives are going to stay. They're not going away.
Exactly.
And that's what you're talking about,
And, and that's the beauty of it. My voice just came home. Can you hear it?
This is life, though. I love them.
This is live. And I want to say this is the beauty in being able to have this type of a business.
Amen.
Because I don't have daycare issues. I don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, where are my kids going to go? They're out of school. They have, I'm here. It gets noisy sometimes,
right?
But I'm here.
Yeah.
And so that's part of running the business that gives me the life I love.
Yes. And I think that actually was very relevant. And I love that happened, because I think right now people are stressing about these things when we need to embrace them. This is what entrepreneurship is all about. Entrepreneurship is really having the freedom of how you bring all of your hours. It's not the freedom that you were maybe lied to, saying like you're going to have all this freedom in the world because the work still need to get done, and a lot of time it's 2 times the amount of work. But this is it. Having the kids, the dog, and the kids making noise behind, and this is life.
It's part of it. And it, for so long there has been this distinct separation.
Mm-hmm.
Work-life balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is work-life integration.
Correct. Very much so. I've heard that a couple of times over the past 7 weeks, and this is, I think that's the beauty. We don't have to pick one or the other of being so balanced. There's no balance. It's very hard to be balanced. There's days where the kids are going to take over, and there's days where the business is going to take over, and we shouldn't have to feel torn about these. It's just the reality of things. But my gosh, when we're really able to not having to pick and choose and be able to have this kind of life, this is heaven on earth in some way, because we are very privileged,
Yes.
Right?
Very much so.
There's a question that you asked me that I absolutely loved, and I would actually love to ask you the same question. What are some of the things that you do daily to keep you going? Is there any, I don't know, like anything that you do every day then you're like, oh my gosh, when there's days were so hard, what are some of those things? Would you mind sharing with us?
Absolutely. So my work day, actually, I can't show you because I'm using it to prop up my laptop, but my work day always starts with reading my Bible. I have it scheduled into the workday. Like if I don't start there, the day is a mess from that point on. So I have to start there. I have on my phone, I have an app. It's called the Abide app, and it's like a little meditation. And so, you know, I get to read the scriptures. I get to sit and meditate on one of those scriptures, and really just try and start the day from a place of being grounded and centered in the person who is calling me to build this business, this person who is sustaining this business, and the person who is calling me to help as many people as I possibly can. So that's where I start. The next thing, I'm not very good at this yet, but I am practicing doing a little journaling and really, you know, looking at what are those opportunities, what are those blessings, what is being put in front of me that step by step I can be grateful for. And I know I'm not talking about like I shouldn't say hokey. I shouldn't call it hokey, but like sometimes I feel like gratitude journals are like so rosy, like all I can put in here is good, happy things. And life isn't always good and happy, right? There's real blows. There's real rough stuff that we go through. Mm-hmm. But writing down just a few thoughts helps me to go back and see and look at, you know, how has God provided? How is he sustaining? What is the progress that I'm making? What are the challenges that I've overcome that I've forgotten that I've overcome? And so while I'm not like writing 2 or 3 pages in a journal a day, because my brain doesn't work that way, I have these little snippets, these little just thoughts or moments in time where something is profound enough that I need to write it down so that I can remember it later and come back and either say thank you or, oh my goodness, you know, this is where I was then and look how far I've come. But it's encouragement and it's inspiration to keep going and keep taking that next step.
I love that. And, you know, it really shows, guys, I pretty much have the same. I shared that, you know, earlier with you. It's so important. Your time with, you know, whether, I mean, for me and Natalie, obviously it's with God and our Bible, you know, but for some of you, it's maybe just be connecting with yourself, connecting as a meditation thing. But there is always, you know, for me, on top of that, I have this little, you talked about the app and it's Abide. Is that what you said?
Abide.
I've never heard of it, but I wrote it down. I will look it up. For me, I have First Five. First Five is also, it's a very, like, there's always a picture with just a verse or something. Then someone wrote, and mine today said, when we rely on God, we receive relief from the burden of figuring out the future. And a lot of time, like, for example, you know, this is simple. For me, it's, you know, of course, all about God, but then it's like, how is that relevant to the business? And really that gives us intention, guys. You know, for Natalie, it gives us the intention of, okay, she's grateful. She's got this job. She's got this. And it's like, now let's get to work. I'm ready. You know, I've got on my back. He's there. He's protecting me. And would you say that's correct? Or
it is. And I think it goes even deeper than that, because for me, it's part of my mission. And my mission is really to break down the walls that have been the separation of people of faith and business. Like you've heard people say, you know, what is it? Religion and politics have no place in business. Mm-hmm. Not anymore. We are a culture that we want to know who we're doing business with.
That's right.
We want to know what they stand for. We want to know their values, and we want to know. Yeah. Yes.
No, but that's it. This is what, you know, like, no, I so relate to that, because I want to work with someone who will understand me. I want to work with someone who's going to have ethics. I want to work with someone who's going to have the same value than I do. That way they can call me out on things. And if, for example, Natalie and I were working together, she knows she can bring the Bible into it, say, hey, girl, listen, you're not doing this the way that she knows I believe in that. And she knows then I will be able to take it not just from her, but in a way from a higher power.
Yes, yes. Because in that instance specifically, it's not coming from me.
That's right.
It's not my job. It's not my job to scold. It's not my job to point fingers. It's not my job to do anything. But if I can encourage and instruct from what was written that we both say that we agree on.
You're just a messenger. We all just messengers, really. We're not the one who are saying, we're like, well, I think it just says that, but this is just my take on it. So this is awesome. What is the one last advice that you would want to? I could go on with you for like hours. But what is the one? If you had to give one advice to entrepreneurs out there related to what you do, what would that be?
Quit overwhelming people. Quit overwhelming people. You are the expert in what you do, but the person you're trying to teach is not. And so when the first thing that you have to offer someone is so comprehensive that they can't possibly fathom getting through all of that, you overwhelm them, they shut down, and then they don't get the results. Your heart, I know the people that I work with, their hearts are good. They have every intention of delivering as much as they possibly can to get the transformation for their clients. The challenge is they don't know enough about program design. They don't know enough about teaching methodology to break it down into bite-sized chunks that still achieve the purpose without causing the overwhelm. So that's my number one thing, is make sure that whatever it is you're putting out there for your audience is done for the right person at the right time with the right amount of content that's going to allow them to get the end result that they want.
Oh, this is so powerful. Thank you so much. Now, let me ask you, do you by any chance have a freebie for our audience?
So let's see, what would be the best thing I could offer your audience? I think the best thing that would fit your audience, Katia, would be if I could offer you a program or course review.
Ooh.
So yeah. So I have lots of different offers out there that I make, some from stage, some for like telesummits and things like that. But I really think right now the best thing that can really help people the most is, if you're interested, if you have questions or concerns about creating your programs, or if you have one that's not getting the results that you want, or an online course that's not getting the results that you want, I will devote some time. I will go in and I take a look at that with you. I'll do an audit for you, and then we'll talk about the holes or gaps that you can address to make that even better and get your clients even better results.
That's perfect. And so what we'll do, guys, is right after this episode, we will put in the comment, like Natalie will go and she will put a place for you guys to be able to do that. Take them up on it. Guys, you have business experts who come, who take the time, who actually can help you. And all of this is really free. So, I mean, come on, like this is the time to step up and learn and, and to do what we say, like you got to grow. And for me this week, I am offering a freebie, which is you get 30 leads in 30 days. That's it's totally new blueprint. We created it last night. It was finished last night. Creating it did not just take one night. I wish. But it will be online probably by midday tomorrow. So I will put that also right under when that is live. And
yes, can I just like bring this full circle so they really understand this?
Yep.
So if I offer to come in and look at your program and tell you how to get even better results, and then Katia comes in and tells you how to get 30 leads to get people into your program, like,
That's right.
you would be crazy for passing that up. Like, this is like the perfect pairing offer.
This is, and right now I know this is what you guys need. Like every other day, I go literally on my Facebook page and I ask, what do you need? And I know what you need right now is leads. I have made it's a 30-day plan. Like what you need to do week after week, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then you have Natalie who's gonna tell you how to how to do your Grow program. Yeah, perfect.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Natalie, I want to thank you so much for your time and for your freebie and really for giving so much of your energy and your time today for our audience. I'm really appreciative.
Thank you, Katia. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Guys, I will see you tomorrow for episode 73. Bye.